to the pumpkin patch, and welcome to Days of Halloween. I'm your host, James Moser, and today on Days of Halloween, it is a special themed night, Werewolf Night. If you guys are enjoying what we're doing thus far, please like, share, and subscribe if you don't mind. Also, YouTube is telling me that you guys aren't watching all the way through. You gotta watch to the end, because that's where we put all the bloopers at. Make sure that you definitely watch to the end of the video. But tonight, we celebrate everything that has to do with lycanthropy, the curse itself, werewolves. Our selection for the Halloween classic film of the day goes to the 1981 brilliant horror comedy, American Werewolf in London. Love to meet his tailor. American Werewolf in London was written and directed by John Landis. The story's about two backpackers, David and Jack, as they're touring the British countryside, as people, I guess, used to do. So they stop in at this very small little pub called the Slaughtered Lamb, get a couple of drinks, rest for a little while, and get spooked out of their mind by the locals who tell them, don't leave the roads, don't go into the moors, and beware, because it's a full moon tonight. Now, David and Jack are Americans, and they're trying to do their best to represent their country great. So once they leave the Slaughtered Lamb, they stick to the roads, they never go to the moors. I'm just kidding. They immediately go off the roads, they go into the moors, and they're attacked by a ferocious beast. Werewolf films have a fairly simple formula. Get attacked by a werewolf, turn into a werewolf. David's only got a few days before the next full moon, and he is going to become the most ferocious beast ever, a werewolf in London. Well, I mean, while he's there, I know a really nice Chinese restaurant where he can get a big dish of beef chow mein. I'm just kidding. Werewolves don't eat Chinese food. Although, hopefully, they do drink pina coladas at Trader Vic's. That's like a life goal of mine to see one. Just me. This film has amazing special effects by Rick Baker. In fact, a lot of special effects makeup artists today pinpoint this film exactly as the reason why they got into special effects makeup. When Michael Jackson saw the film, he was so impressed by it that he hired John Landis to come in and write, direct, and produce the music video for Thriller. This movie right here is potentially the greatest werewolf movie of all time to some people. Not to this guy, but we do consider it the ultimate Halloween classic werewolf film, and not just depending on the phase of the moon. Speaking of what I think is the greatest werewolf movie of all time, ladies and gentlemen, our selection for the overlooked horror film of the day goes to, in my opinion, the greatest werewolf movie ever made, Ginger Snaps. Ginger Snaps was released in 2000. It's a Canadian horror film. Way to go, Canada, again! Starring Katharine Isabelle and Emily Perkins as Ginger and her sister Bridget Fitzgerald. I think it's important that we discuss that the film has a different tone than other werewolf movies. Usually werewolf films are done as a metaphor for the beast that's inside of a man who is just waiting to get out. Ginger Snaps changes that formula entirely and instead decides to focus on the more female perspective of this. The film has an absolutely brilliant cast with Katharine Isabelle and Emily Perkins, two absolute scream queens who dominate this film. These two light up the screen. They carry the film, they push it towards this amazing climatic ending that asks the question, can a sister's love survive even the most terrible curse that has ever existed? I love this movie. This movie is fantastic. This is probably one of the best independent horror films of the past 20 years, and to me, it is definitely the greatest werewolf movie of all time. And if you got a problem with that, you're wrong. I mean, that's it. You're just wrong. I don't understand why people want to argue with me when I definitely know that Ginger Snaps is the best. Our selection for the Halloween In-Between movie goes to the 1985 Teen Wolf. That's right, we're back in high school, we're back in 1985, we got our best friend Michael J. Fox. What could go wrong? I mean, outside of the fact that the character he plays, Scott Howard, he is getting nowhere. He is the quintessential 80s loser. Trust me, he's no Marty McFly in this. Although Marty McFly was also a loser too. Michael J. Fox plays a lot of losers in movies, doesn't he? Poor man. He's kind of a loser in The Frighteners too. Wow. Well, one thing that Scott's got going for him, though, is that he's playing basketball on his team. It's called the Beavers. He does terrible. The team is worse. The team is worse. The team is far worse. He's got a crush on a girl he can't have. He's got that girl best friend that he doesn't realize is perfect for him. He's got literally every cliche of the 80s rolled into one. And he also has every cliche of a coming-to-age story, too. And he's starting to move into manhood. Of course, he's starting to notice girls, even though he's not very good at noticing the girl next door. And he's starting to get hair in places that he hasn't had hair before. You know, like literally all over his entire body. movie because Scott Howard is a werewolf. In fact, he's a teen wolf. Also, this film has an amazing scene in it in which he surfs on top of a van. Really dangerous. But this movie is hilarious. It's a fun movie. Michael J. Fox does an absolutely amazing job. And the man owned 1985. I mean, I think literally I'm gonna have to actually give him money out of my wallet because I mentioned 1985. But Teen Wolf, check it out. And for our selection for Kids Classic, we have decided to choose Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet the Wolfman. We're going back to 2000 yet again. It seemed to be a pretty good year for werewolves, right? Was there a lot of full moons that year? I can't verify. 2000 werewolf sightings. Travel Channel still hasn't gotten back to me either. The film sees Alvin and the Chipmunks just living their normal life. They're having a school play, they're doing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But Alvin's been having a lot of nightmares lately, and Dave and his brothers think that it's because Alvin's obsessed with horror movies. But Alvin's trying to tell everybody that Lawrence Talbot, their next door neighbor, is just creeping him out. And if anybody knows anything about the name Lawrence Talbot, you know where this is going. He's the Wolfman, that's his name, that's his real name, before he's the Wolfman. Lawrence Talbot Wolfman. I'll see myself out. The film is a fun, enjoyable romp. When I was trying to craft Werewolf Night, I was trying to find the perfect movie for kids. This film is actually perfect because it actually has the real Wolfman. This is some Halloween fun that's great for the whole family. Definitely check it out. You are in for a treat today, Pumpkin Patch, because for the first time, we're able to theme the haunt to the night, because we're going to Terrell, Texas for Thrillvania. The storyline for Thrillvania actually involves werewolves. A family of werewolves, the Verdunes, have started a house that has subsequently been burned down, has been haunted, has included vampires, has included clowns. Ultimately, the story is masterfully told over the span of several years. Thrillvania actually had Disney Imagineers help start the actual haunted house. You definitely need to check it out if you're in Texas. Currently, it looks like Thrillvania is going to be open, but as always, check the link in the description, go to the website and double check. It's extremely exciting that there's actually a haunted house that's run by a werewolf family. How perfect is that? And that's it, Pumpkin Patch. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Days of Halloween, Werewolf Night. Thank you guys for watching. Please, if you don't mind, click or treat. That's where you like, share, subscribe, and you ring that notification bell. Stalk us on all the social media sites. And after the credits, guys, keep watching because that's where we keep all the bloopers at. I don't know why people don't know this. I thought this was well known, but evidently, according to YouTube, no one really knows. So stay after the credits for the bloopers. And in that time, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and you ring the notification bell. I'm just saying, just click or treat while you're waiting. We hope you guys enjoyed. Leave us a comment down below. What's your favorite werewolf movie? Do you really like American Werewolf in London? Are you a fan of The Howling or Silver Bullet? But we'd love to hear which one's your favorite. Also, if you go over to our Facebook page, The Fall Horsemen, we have this wonderful little graphic that I did up where you actually get to build a wolf pack. We'd love to hear which ones are your favorite. Thank you for riding with us here at the Fall Horsemen, where Halloween lives and fall is forever. Ow! I mean, I hope that I get to see a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's, because I've heard that his hair, perfect. I didn't shave, so I could get a little shaggy for this episode. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't know if you guys actually care. Welcome! I almost fell. Get a bit. Some people feel, oh, I'm going through puberty again, I guess. And instead, Jared Leto's in the movie, focusing more on the fact, using this more werewolf power activate. I don't know where I'm going with this. And instead, and he has to do something. He has to, And that's it. The film sees Alvin and the Ow! I can't really discuss this movie and not really want to discuss this movie. It's a clever title. Maybe it's something else. I was bitten by something last night. This guy is Teen Wolf.